Go ahead.
So yeah, my formidable years of becoming this person, the jokester, make fun of everything, no boundaries, was my friend Trent, my friend Jeremy, his brother Derek, my buddy Marcus. About junior, senior year of high school. That's actually when I first was really actually popular.
Gotcha.
Before that, I wasn't a popular kid. I wasn't outgoing.
But you played sport, like you played. Were you on the baseball team?
Yeah,
Basketball.
I played. I didn't play any sports in junior high because I played summer ball.
Okay.
So I was always not affiliated with school. But yeah, when I went to high school, I played baseball. I tried out for basketball my senior year finally, but I dislocated my shoulder. Didn't play. So I was primarily a baseball guy. That's been my thing from day one.
Yeah.
Baseball.
Yeah. So you got into a lot of shenanigans.
Yeah. I was actually talking to some people at work. They love hearing my stories about my math class that me and Trent were in.
Yeah.
By the way, if there's any aspiring teachers watching, pay close attention to this.
Okay.
So me and my buddy Trent, so we went to, I don't remember what it was, algebra, geometry. Then the next year it was like geometry 2. So 4 years of math, we sat in the same 2 chairs with the same teacher. Okay. His name was Mr. Reynolds. We knew from the jump that we could fucking do whatever we wanted to this guy. And he didn't. He was either oblivious or he was just ignoring it. So we had this saying, like we would throw like literally full pages of a notebook, a spit wad, and just chuck it against the wall. He would turn and hear it. He would see it, and then he'd just continue with class. He'd call me up to do a math. I didn't do one homework assignment in 4 years in math. All A's. He'd call me up and be like, hey, you want to put problem 17 on the board? I'd get up. The chick in front of me was like a super nerdy math. I'd just grab her paper off her desk and I'd copy it on the chalkboard.
Did he see you take the paper off?
He couldn't have not.
Okay.
Unless he couldn't see. If he was blind, maybe. I apologize. If you're blind, Ed, it's all good. But... So yeah, his name was Ed, but that became our like slogan. Like we would do shit just almost like trying to get caught, and he wouldn't do anything.
You wanted to see where
we'd be like, Ed, take some fucking control. That was our thing. Ed, take some fucking control.
To a grown man.
It got so bad, we were running out of shit to do to fuck with a guy. So we finally started noticing, if class was from 9 to 9:50, about 9:40, he would step out. I think you've heard this story before, I think. Yeah. So he'd step out, and a couple times one of us would go see where he was going, and he was going to the bathroom. So our minds just assumed he was taking a shit. Ed knows what's going on. He knows we're going to not be doing anything, so he can't stop us. So he'd just go take a shit because that was the best time of the day. He could if he would take some fucking control. But Ed never did. So we started catching on. So we would about 5 minutes before he usually went, we'd be like, Mr. Reynolds, can I go to the restroom? He'd be like, yeah, that's fine. Because he can't say no to anybody, apparently. And we would piss all over every square inch of that toilet. Like the toilet paper, the toilet paper holder, the fucking flush, the handle to flush it, everything. We just cover it with piss. And then go back to class, and then he'd leave, and we're just sitting there like, yeah, he's got to take a shit, and he's got to wipe all that down, and he's going to be like, those motherfuckers. He knows we're doing it, but he won't take some fucking control. He just won't take control. 4 years we defeated that man. God bless him.
What do you think he did when he got home?
I feel like he probably I feel like he was probably like a Scotch guy. Like he'd just drink Scotch.
Just in the dark.
And he probably had a separate office, and his wife would always come in like, I'm grading papers. And she'd go to bed alone, and he'd just drink till he passed out in his chair.
Do you think as he passed out, he's like, he's so fucking initiative.
And it just never crossed his mind like, hey, you know what I should do? I should split them up. Not once. Like I feel like your first day, like if you're going to go to college to be a teacher, the first thing they say is, by the way, guys, if you're going to have any problems with students, just split them up. and he must have missed the first day.
Or like, hey, these two are a problem.
Yeah, for
I should probably
4
not-
years.
4 years.
Like you'd think even when we're juniors, he'd be like, all right, you sit there, you sit way over there.
Or
Never.
I would have said, hey, Trent, Chris, I need to speak to you after. And would have been like, hey guys, what the fuck?
Never once.
Never once.
Never sent us either to detention. It makes
you wonder if like the year before you guys, like he fucked a kid up. Like there was one kid that did one thing, and then the administration was like, hey, that was your one. Like you literally can't even talk to a student in a negative way.
It was such a different time back then. I don't even know what you could do back then that would cause that kind of. We had a kid bring a shotgun to school. He got detention. And they said, don't bring your shotgun anymore. Like, think about that if that happened
crazy.
now. Half the trucks in our parking lot, they were all trucks, had fucking rifles in the thing. And it was just happened. I even remember the dude's name. His name was Gerald. I wasn't ever friends with him. I just heard, it was just went around school. Hey, Gerald got wrote up in detention because he had a shotgun in his locker. I'm like, oh, okay. No big deal.
So it's going to lead me. You can't leave here without telling the chicken story. It was one of the greatest stories I've ever heard.
The famous chicken story.
And I hope you tell it the way that you told it. We were weird. We were at my apartment and we were drinking. And I believe you were eating a bag of shredded cheese. Maybe
possibly one of us was. There was definitely cheese being eaten.
There was shredded cheese.
If me and you were in a room, cheese is being eaten.
There's a dead bag of shredded cheese. And you told the story. You were like, so can you go? So go into it. Go ahead.
I remember the story, and I feel like every time I think back, I feel like I'm not missing any details. There's probably some things I don't remember, but every time I've told the story, I remember the same ones. So where I grew up, parents would go out of town and kids would watch the house, and there was no neighbors within a mile. It was just everything was wide open. It was a farm town. My friend Trent, it was actually his, I don't remember if they were dating yet, but eventually they got married. But I think at the time we were just friends with them. So we're out there, and the class that was under us, which we did not get along with, was some rivalry shit there. But we got along when we needed to, and they were out in the barn smoking weed. I'd done it a couple times, so I thought, yeah, why not? I'm already drunk. Why wouldn't weed be cool? So I go out there and I take a couple of huge hits from a joint because I've only done it a few times, so I don't know how much is too much. However much I had was too much. I can tell you that. Everything is completely black after that until somebody walks in on me in the kitchen. Or not the kitchen, the living room. I'm sitting on the couch watching TV. I don't even know what I'm watching. But at some point between those 20 minutes, I walked out to the farm area, found a baby chicken, bonded with it, brought him with me, set him on my shoulder, and we were watching TV. Just like this. But there's a chicken on my shoulder.
A little chick.
And somebody walks in and they're just like, where did you get a chicken? And I was like, why wouldn't I have a chicken? Because I'm high and it seems like the thing to do. And somebody took a picture.
You mean Steve right here?
Yeah. This is Steve the chicken. And somebody out there has a picture of this. I know because I've seen it, but I don't know where it went. I don't know who has it. I would love to see it.
I think it needs to be.
I think that would be my background photo on everything I ever owned.
Of course.
But it was interesting. I wish I could remember that's the problem with getting high when you're not used to getting high.
Yeah.
You're high and then you miss like 20 minutes and then you're here. I want to know the process of how I went out there and got the chicken.
The way you told it, as far as I can remember, because it was, like I said, 12 years ago, was so you wake up at your house.
Oh, the next day, you mean?
The next day.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So that's all I remember from that night, okay? So the next day, I wake up, who knows what time, probably noon, whatever. It's a weekend. I know I don't have school, so I'm like, I'm going to go over to a buddy's house or go get something. I don't even remember what I was doing. I might have just been going to get something to eat. So I go out there and my car's gone. Nowhere to be found. So I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I walk up to the end of our driveway. Our driveway was sloped way down. So you had to walk up to the top. And I see my car in the neighbor's yard.
The neighbor's yard?
The neighbor's yard. Not their driveway, the yard. So I'm like, okay, now I'm confused. I don't know what happened there. So I get in, try to start it, out of gas. Completely out of gas. So not only do I not know how it got in the yard or how I drove it there, I don't know so I'm running, apparently the me that was high ran out of gas and thought, okay, I should park it in the neighbor's yard. I don't know any of that. I don't know what happened. So I had to get the lawnmower gas can to pour it in there just to go get gas.
To be honest, out of your right mind, Chris did a good job because you got home with no gas.
I did. Somehow.
Instead of just broke down on the side of the road. Yeah. Which you was like, I got this. Yeah. There's an extra 2 gallons in there. They always have that for emergencies.
I always remembered when I was in high school, I would always steal our lawnmower gas. 'Cause it's like, okay, I only have $3. I need gas. So I just take my dad probably still to this day is like, oh, how the hell did I spend so much money on gas for the lawnmower?
It's always evaporating. So you wake up and you try to start your car.
Yeah.
Dead.
Doesn't do anything. I call somebody because this was pre-text. So I'm like, obviously, do.
Please tell me you were more like.
We did have one of those, but this time I had the one with the really soft ass push buttons, the wall sets.
Yes.
So
long cord,
which actually I invented. I don't know if you're familiar with this. I invented the first hands-free headset for telephones.
Did you?
Yeah. We had a batting helmet.
Okay.
And we had
so fitting.
Pipe for a bathroom that was just a J shape.
Yeah.
My dad did plumbing, so we found it. We duct taped that to the helmet, and we took this phone that you had to push the buttons on and duct taped that to the end of the pipe. So I remember I was dating one girl, and her best friend was dating my friend Trent. So back then, you didn't text or do all that shit. We couldn't hang out all the time because we had curfew. So we would talk on the phone. Mm-hmm. So we went in shifts. He'd talk to his girlfriend. She'd be spending the night at her house.
Oh, of course.
He'd be spending the night at my house. We go in shifts, and we'd have this fucking helmet just wrapped in duct tape with the phone right here. And so we could be playing video games or something while we're talking. I'm still waiting on my
your royalty check.
Yeah, my patent hadn't gone through yet, but I'm pretty sure it's expired now.
You believe GE and a bunch of these big companies were next level.
Somehow they saw it and they
went,
we
holy
need to do
shit,
that.
We need a batting helmet, a J pipe.
And
it's almost like a snorkel, and then we added a snorkel.
It was like a snorkel. We just lowered it and put a phone on it. But I remember for hours, he'd come over 9, and we'd start talking to him, and we'd go in shifts, and the next thing you know, it's 4 a.m. talking to a woman. How do you do that?
And did you? I guess you didn't do it, but you hang up first. No, you hang up first.
No, I wasn't.
No,
I wasn't
that.
into that. No.
So back to this is a story. You call someone. Do you know who you call? Because remember, you were like, you go in, you don't have any cash. So the back to the story, you call
the car thing.
Yeah. So you went back in the house and used the phone. That's what you were talking about.
Yeah. I can't even remember who I called.
You don't even know who you called.
I don't remember. But somehow I got settled without me getting my ass whipped. So that's
good.
Plus.
That's definitely a good thing.
So I don't remember that's the second worst thing I've ever had. The second worst incident that I had growing up.
But with zero repercussions.
Right. The first one had the other one, number one, had repercussions.
Gotcha. So so that was one of my favorite stories because the way was so there I was. I wake up and my car is in my neighbor's yard with no gas.
Yeah, and it's you don't even...
And then story ends with, and then there's a picture of me with a chicken watching TV. It was just one of the best stories ever. because
I wish I even knew. The thing is, it's been so long, and I don't even remember who all was there. I know a few people there. I don't even know who to call or text to try to get that picture.
I want it to surface. If someone has it, most likely this is going to be posted to your page if you're cool with it. Because I mean, fucking, why not? Another one story I really like is it actually is really, you end up really sick from it, but it made me kind of laugh, is when the flood. So there was a flood up in St. Joe.
The great flood of
95?
I graduated in 95, so it was before that. I think it was 93.
93? Okay.
I want to say 93.
Gotcha.
So I lived in Agency. Agency was right next to Fawcett. Fawcett was where the high school was. So we would have to drive these back roads to get to school. It wasn't like a major road. Fawcett had like 300 people. Agency had like 450 people. So the year the flood happened, like there's still to this day, if you were to go up there, they got their telephone poles or whatever.
Yeah.
They have notches on like, okay, this was like 1908. This was like that.
Yeah.
1993 is literally almost at the top of this light pole. Jeez. There's a gas station right over here, completely underwater. So every time it flooded, the area down there flooded. It was just lower than anything else. So we would have to drive like all the way almost to St. Joe and then come back through Fawcett to go to school. So anyway, that was going on. But at the same time, I was working with my buddy Trent and his dad that owned a contracting company for AT&T. So there was a car dealership in Elwood, which got hit pretty hard. Elwood's below the flood zone. Whatever. It sucks. Elwood sucks. So
you would have been cool if it just went.
Yeah, Elwood has no reason to exist at all. Also, there's a town up there called DeKalb.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with the story. We called it D-Scab. That's easily could go.
Yeah, just gone.
Sorry, DeKalb. Anyway, so we're out there working. They're rebuilding their dealership. Two things actually happened, I believe, around that same time. One is involving the water. But we also, while we were working, we found a bottle of Crown Royal. This is, I don't even know if you might have heard this one.
I didn't see, no.
So we didn't even drink. I think each of us drank 1 or 2 times in our life, but we found there was a bottle of Crown Royal unopened. So we took a box of telephone wire, and you can open it up, unfold it, put the Crown Royal in there, put it back in, put it in the van. Nobody was the wiser. They noticed it was gone, asked Trent's dad, Dave, about it. He defended us because, of course, we're great kids. Nobody.
You guys don't drink?
No, we don't even drink. Yeah, so he's like, no, they wouldn't do that. So anyway, so we got away with that. So then it's one day. It's got to be like 97, 98 degrees. We're outside pulling fucking telephone cable, and we're just dying. Like we didn't stop at a gas station to get water. We weren't prepared for it. So we're working, and we see a gallon jug of water. It wasn't sealed, which looking back, I probably would have thought otherwise. But we're like, it's water, must be good. So we drink the water. This is 2 weeks before school starts. First week of school, Trent misses the entire week. He's got blisters on his tongue. His mouth is like swollen. He's throwing up. He's probably got the shit. Yeah, he's like dying basically. And then my friend Trent was always skinny anyway, and he lost like 30 pounds.
Oh my God.
It was like ridiculous. So he finally realized, like the doctor, we told the story, he told him, and he realized that's what it was. So then I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm lucky I didn't get sick. Well, like the day he went back, my buddy Jeremy came over and we were swimming. Everything was fine. And all of a sudden I didn't feel good. So I got out of the pool. I was like, I got to go inside and lay down. I went and laid down, and it's like 100 degrees. I'm on a blanket, freezing. My jaw is shattering so bad. It's hurting my teeth because I'm cold and I have the shakes, and I get the same shit.
But how long after he got it?
It was literally a week. Like he had it for a week, and he got better.
What was it doing in your fucking body for a week?
I don't know.
Just probably, waiting until you saw what happened to Trent.
It's like we can't have both of you out. One of you has to fuck with Ed. Somebody has to fuck with Ed.
We're on a schedule with Ed. Yeah.
So then he misses the first week. I miss the second week, and then eventually it just dawned on us like, the fuck did we drink water in a flooded area that we didn't know where it came from? Seems pretty stupid, but made sense at the time.
Well, it quenched your thirst at the time. You didn't know whether it would give you
it was delicious
parasites.
Until we drank the Crown Royal. We weren't good drinkers at the time, so all we could come up with and mixed with Crown Royal was
so to celebrate,
I believe it was strawberry better, right? Kool-Aid.
Was this at the same time you drank the water?
No, this was after.
So after,
yeah, we had it for a while.
So you celebrate that you guys didn't die from the river water.
Yeah. Once we were cleared from that, we didn't know what to mix with what, so we had Crown Royal and like strawberry Kool-Aid.
Oh,
we thought that was normal.
Okay,
and we didn't know different.
Do you remember how it was?
I'm pretty sure it was disgusting, but at the time. Being drunk was fun, so that's what we did. I remember one time we senior skip day, we went to a Royals game. I believe it was me and Jeremy. I don't remember if Trent was there or not. But this is back in the day. We were smoking cigars in the outfield. You could do that.
It's a different time.
But the whole time I was going down there, I was drinking, and this probably has to be the worst thing I've ever drank. Hot Damn 100 with watermelon Gatorade.
Oh,
not good.
No,
but. Back then, it didn't matter what it tasted like. It doesn't matter how fucked up you get. So,
wow.
Yeah, watermelon Gatorade and Hot Damn 100.
What was the choice of drink in high school for you?
For me, it seemed like mine's easy. Every time we had a party,
which was weekends, I'm guessing. Maybe
several times a week. Once I got out of high school, it was several times a week.
Gotcha.
I would get a 40. Of Milwaukee's Best, Tupac, rest in peace. But we were big Tupac fans, so we drank 40s. We loved rap music at the time. Rap was cool back then. We drank 40s, which was terrible because by the time you got even like 3/4 of the way down, it's warm as shit. But you'd keep drinking it. I would get a bottle of 40 of Milwaukee's Best, and a bottle of what the fuck was it called? Blue Maui. And normally would mix that with probably another form of Kool-Aid.
Gotcha.
But then it got to the point where I was just drinking Blue Maui straight out of the bottle. So every time there was a party and we were going to be there, it was a 40 of Busch Light and a bottle of Blue Maui.
Gotcha.
And Blue Maui, just straight out of the bottle, an entire bottle is not great.
Good thing you had like 18-year-old insides. You know, like 7.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine?
Oh,
like,
God. If I did that now, I would not.
It looked like it hurts you just talking about it now. I couldn't imagine. Like, it's when people like Fireball's a thing now. Like, people do. I'm like, what are you fucking doing? Like, what are we fucking doing?
Yeah. Fireball is one thing, but unless you've had Mad Dog 2020, you don't know. You don't know.
Well, that seems like a St. Joe starter pack.
Yeah,
when you
it is.
Turn like 16.
It is Busch Light, Mad Dog, and Boone's Farm.
Well, yeah, especially Boone's Farm or Bartles and James. Remember that?
You remember when Bruce Willis sang? He was a singer, and he had a Bartles and James commercial.
Yeah.
Well, how did people just forget that? They gave him a pass on that.
Or I can't remember the name of the show. He was on Hudson Hawk or something like that.
Yeah.
He was like he had a TV show.
Moonlighting.
There you go. Did he play Hudson Hawk on? Was that his character?
No, it was two different things. Moonlighting was a horrible show.
Yeah, like I didn't think it was great.
You know what I watched before I came over here?
What?
Lethal Weapon 3.
Yeah,
that's a good show.
Except the whole like, okay, what do you think about Mel Gibson?
Obviously, he's a fucking douchebag.
Yeah. Do you think he was always a douchebag?
Probably. Yeah. You don't just think he was always those thoughts. They had to always be in his head. Like the whole time him and Murtaugh. You know, Roger's like, I'm too old for this shit. He's like, he fucking N-word piece of shit. You know, he probably didn't care.
Don't look at my wife.
Yeah. I hope you get raped by a pack of
So
whatever. But yeah, it had to always be there. He didn't just develop it late in life.
And think about that too, like.
But you know what? To be fair, Roger, you probably were too old for that shit.
Who? Roger?
Roger Murtaugh.
Oh, well, there you go. A movie growing up that was important to you, Bad Boys. How many times do you think you watched Bad Boys?
I'd say at least 30.
30 times?
Which is about half as many times I've seen Bad Boys 2.
Okay.
When Bad Boys 2 came out, I bought it on... I saw it at the theater twice. First of all, I'd never go to the movies. I saw Bad Boys 2 twice. Okay. Then it came out on DVD. I watched it every day for 9 straight days.
Gotcha. It was that great.
It was yeah. I don't know what it is about those two together. It just.
But you like the magic. Where was the magic for you? Where did they make the magic? Was it in the first one, the second one?
I think it was just the characters. Like I wasn't a big fan of Martin Lawrence, the stand-up comic, whereas most people like the stand-up. I was more of his just like his ability to just be awkward and all that, and for Will Smith to kind of break his norm and be like this badass dude that cusses all the time, and it's just I don't know. They just had a thing like Riggs and Murtaugh.
So you're into a bit like buddy comedy,
kinda
buddy cop.
It's got to be like action and some shit, but not so much action that there's no. You got to be light. You got to have some comedy.
To bring it back to buddy cops, we were going to pitch a show. It was called Fatty and Tubbs, where we're 2 detectives, but we are very stationary.
Yeah,
and we have 2 assistant detectives.
They got to do a lot of.
They got to do. I mean, the show's really
a lot of them running.
A lot of them. It was basically a chance for us to just basically eat pizza, donuts, and drink beer. But we still solve the crime. Like, we're still smart.
We're still the brains of the operation.
Yeah.
We might have had an idea like, oh, we need to go investigate this. You 2 go do that. We're gonna get a Little Caesars double cheese. Oh my God. Stuffed crust pepperoni.
Like, I think we were gonna do a 2-parter where we had to be part of it, but we had like motorized Lazy Boy recliners. So like we were like chasing people down in the recliner. So at least we were still kind of mobile.
Yeah. We still had guns. We could keep up to a certain extent.
Like we're not
when they got to the highway, obviously we're out.
Yeah.
Somebody else is gonna have to take over. But if they stay in a neighborhood, we can keep up.
I like that. I thought it was a great idea for a show. Now, I didn't know this about you, but you were a theater guy.
I was a theater guy because a lot of hot chicks were in theater. Okay. I go back to my 7th and 8th grade years where I wouldn't talk at all. But I went to a huge middle high school. Like I didn't even know all the people in my own class. It was in Shawnee Mission. I was supposed to go to Shawnee Mission Northwest, which is a big school. But we moved before that.
Okay.
So I was still kind of in my shell, and I didn't really break out till about my junior year. My freshman year was kind of awkward. Sophomore year kind of fit in. Junior year kind of really took off.
You just came out of your shell.
Yeah, I came out of my shell and onto a lot of girls, and it's fine. But yeah, we were a lot of the friends that I was hanging out with. They did a play, and we're like, shit, let's do it. Play practice was fun as shit. We literally could ad lib, and they would write it into the play. Like the one my senior year, where I was my 2nd best actor of the year award. 2 of them. 2 years
in
2
a
best
row?
actors
In a row, consecutively.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that character was the same character from the first one, but I decided to make him clumsy. So I just kept tripping over shit.
But that was your choice.
Yeah, I just decided he was clumsy, and the teacher that was putting on the play thought like, we'll work it in. I like it.
I like where you're going with it. Explore.
Me and again, it all comes back to me and Trent and Jeremy. We would be in. Everybody else is like taking play practice really serious, and we're off, obviously fucking around or shooting baskets or something. So we came up with a dance, like a handshake dance type thing. And I can almost still do it. It was like boom, 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 one of these, and then we'd slap the floor, and then we would kind of do this thing, and the teacher saw it and thought it was hilarious, but she didn't write it into the play. So, like, literally between Act 1 and 2,
you're the intermission.
The curtain closes. They're getting ready for Act 2. She has the three of us just walk out. We do that in front of the crowd, walk off. It's never talked about again. We're three complete different characters. Like, our characters aren't even the same thing. And nobody questioned it because we did it. People laughed, and that was it. I don't know how that was even part of the play. We literally made it up in one sitting. It was kind of funny.
That I love that she's like it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah,
but
so
just
stick
go
it
out
in one of the intermissions.
Like we're not like, but there wasn't anything that came over the intercom. Like
no, they didn't say and now it's saying now Chris King, Jeremy Insco, trying to do it. It was just like we went out and did slap the floor. So we do this like I think it was from Naked Gun where he's calling like a third strike. Like that's how it ended. So. And we just walked off stage, and I think the crowd was like, "Yeah, what was that? What just happened?"
Like, do you think you basically dumbfound them, like to be like, "Oh shit, this is still part of it"? But but all three of you had characters in the play, the actual play.
And then I think the whole time they're watching the rest of it, they're like, "So what did that handshake thing have to do with what's going on in the play?" And the answer was nothing.
But you guys didn't like press your drama teacher to be like, we need this.
No, she wanted it.
That's how funny or impressive it was to her to be like, holy shit.
Yeah. She just thought it was funny.
Senior play.
And all of us were comfortable acting too. Like we weren't nervous to be on stage. So we would literally ad-lib half the shit we did. I remember the second year, my first year, I really tried and memorized my lines and all that stuff. Senior year, I literally the day before the play was still trying to memorize my lines because I'd been ad-libbing most of it the whole time. But we got through it. And then
you like the first scene you walk in and you just start like running into things.
Yeah, I fell over a lot of things in that one for no reason.
Very Chevy Chase.
Yeah, it was kind of a Chevy Chase / Steve Martin.
There you go.
Like the original guys that I watched growing up. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna be that guy. I'll fall over stuff.
Kid, are you cool with telling the story about when your friends didn't want you to drink and you decided to defy them?
Well, yeah, it's not that they didn't want me to drink. They didn't want me to drink nearly as much as they did.
Gotcha.
So everything was going good. At my buddy Trent's house, his parents must have been out of town because we wouldn't have been that loud if they were there. We're usually pretty respectful of his dad and his mom. But there was a lot of people there, and admittedly there were a lot of people there I didn't like because me and Trent were dating girls. We were seniors. We were dating girls that were juniors. So a lot of the junior kids came in. We didn't get along with a lot of them. Several instances where fights almost took place. Okay. So by the time the party rolled around, me and my girlfriend broke up, and